hell of a Munster final.
Yeah, the Waterford players came in today, you know, it's enthusiasm is what you want, and of course, they wanted to prove that they should be on from day one. So I mean, the thing is, that'll be an extra thing. Give them
often gets the man of the match. Does on this occasion it's Declan Prendergast.
And Des O'Mahony of Centre is going to present Declan with his award. Well done, Declan. It's not often we have a second half substitute as our man of the match. You must have been determined out there to really make your mark.
Yeah, I suppose 40 minutes ago I was sitting on the bench and nothing was happening right, so when I came on then I proved the point. I suppose I've been criticised a good few times back in Waterford playing, so I proved the point today.
Was that something that was playing on your mind? You were going to make sure that you proved people wrong?
I suppose, yeah. A lot of fellas have written me off over the last few years and I proved it there today, I think, when I came out and played and got 3 points.
They won't be writing you off today. You did go on as a wing back, but it was really sticking those over the bar that seemed to settle the team.
Yeah, I suppose I came on, I didn't want to do the scoring, but I came on to do defending, and just happened on the day that the ball ran for me and I stuck him over the bar. In other days they might go wide.
What was it like in the dressing room at half-time? Were you surprised at just how tough the challenge put up to you was?
Yeah, it was tough. Now, we always knew it was going to be tough against Clare. Like, there was always going to be a bit of a backlash from when Davy was with us, and we were trying to prove a point to beat Clare. We didn't beat Clare in 15 years or something, so we had to step it up today and beat them. Like.
Despite, I'm sure, trying to keep it out of your minds, was that whole Davy Clare thing hanging in the air the whole time?
It was always going to be there. There was always mutters on the papers and people talking about it. Like, there was always going to be something there about it. Like, so it was always there.
Declan, thanks so much and well done today.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's Declan Prendergast, our man of the match from today's Munster semi-final. We're going to take a short break. Manager Davy Fitzgerald joins us now on the programme. Davy, thank you very much for coming and talking to us. I'm sure you were a nervous man for most of that game.
I was, yeah. You were expecting a battle of Clare, and that's exactly what we got, Michael. We knew that was coming, so we did, and I think I told the lads all week that if we won that game by a point or two, we'd be doing well.
Before the match and the build-up to it here on our programme, an interview that we did at you during the week, you were talking about these young Clare players. You were talking about the fact that you were very impressed with them. I'm sure you were even more impressed after that performance by them.
Yeah, it's not a big surprise to me. If you watch the games they played last year, they came out of big games last year. They weren't afraid of anyone. I certainly knew they wouldn't be afraid of us today. And in fairness to Ger, he's blooded a lot of lads, and I think he's done a fantastic job down there.
Looking at your own side, you started off the match, obviously, Dave, with the team. Then at half-time, you were behind in the game. You had to switch things around. Give me an idea of the thinking.
And we didn't switch too much around, to tell you the truth, Michael. We stuck with most of the guys. Jamie Nagle was injured. We behind Declan Prendergast. I found out today I could probably play him up front, so I did. He scored 3 unbelievable points. But the one thing about Waterford, maybe they've only beaten once Clare in 15 years, I think. But we kept coming back today. They hit us for a goal. We replied straight away. They hit us again in the second half. We replied straight away. We kept there. We didn't play great, but maybe that was down to how well Clare played and tackled and harried and hassled, you know.
And also one of the things that the lads were making the point about here in the studio is, you know, when you needed to call on them, you had those lads like Declan and of course Seamus and that so on the bench, and fellas you could bring in and rely on.
I think the most important thing about any team is you need a good panel. Now, I can assure you there's guys in that dugout that aren't happy. Probably not happy with me for leaving them sitting in the dugout, but the one thing we will do in Waterford, we will pick the guys that we feel are training well and playing well. That will be the way. There's no favourites inside there. That's the way it is, and I was delighted to have to bring them lads in off the bench today.
In a way, it was like the ideal game for you, because at times you struggled in the game. Clare had a lot of the better of it for most of it. You come through and you win it in the end, so like it was a real tough blooding.
Well, listen, there was no win for us today. We were expected to win that game, but I kept saying to people, them Clare lads will fight unreal. They showed some character today. I can tell you, Cork or Limerick will not feel under any pressure probably in the Munster final. We will have to raise our game quite considerably to even come anywhere close to them. We know that, so we do. But we have a few weeks to work now, and we'll keep the head down and see what happens.
Most important thing finally, Dave, is you're in that Munster final, and Waterford people again, we'll be looking forward to it.
Well, Michael, a lot of people have said Waterford are dead and gone since I came 2 years ago. It's a funny thing, we're still there. We're still playing. And you never know what will happen.
You are still there, you're still playing. Davy, well done today, and thanks indeed for talking to us.
Thank you.
Yeah. We have to remind ourselves, obviously, Donald O'Grady, that the other side of the Munster draw hasn't been quite sorted out just yet.
It's no wonder Donald is laughing here.
Well, with all due respect to Limerick, Michael, you know, I mean, everybody feels that they'll go out and they'll give a very, very good account of themselves for as long as they can. But realistically, you're looking at a cock victory there. I mean, the thing is, Limerick are putting out a development squad basically, and you know, you'd be expecting Cork to win that easily enough.
Of course you would, but it's also kind of a slightly dangerous situation to be in for Cork, isn't it?
Sorry, Cyril, but it just depends on what Dennis Walsh, what the attitude he takes. If he you know, leaves off 2 or 3 players, the 3 or 4 players come in will feel, if I do well, I have a chance to get in the Munster final. Cork won't be as focused as they were against Tip, but having said that, you know, they probably will win in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, I suppose a bit like Waterford today, like Cork will be expected to.
The Clare manager Ger O'Loughlin is giving us his reaction as well, and he's been talking to Joanne Cantwell.
Well, Ger, it was a great performance, but in the end it was a defeat. You've come from the dressing room. What's the feeling in there? Is it one that they're pleased with how they played, or are they just annoyed that they lost?
Well, the latter. You know, today they gave it everything, I have to say that. We fought, I thought, right to the end. We gave them a few soft scores, you know. There was a few 50-50 dubious sort of frees as well that I thought, you know, on another day mightn't have, you know, might have gone our way, you know. But overall, there's a fierce disappointment in there. We didn't come down just to give them a game. We said that we'd come down and we'd give everything, you know. And I have to say, from a management point of view, I'm very proud of the lads. We introduced, I think, 7, 8, maybe brought on 2 subs, 3 subs, new to the championship as well. So, you know, everything is positive from that point of view, but very deflated with the result. I mean, it was a great chance for us.
I asked you before the game about the youth of your side. From the start and all the way through nearly to the very end, they didn't look like they were a bunch of inexperienced players out there.
Well, sure, look, I mean, every one of them have under-21 All-Ireland medals. They have their own home championship medals. And what I have found, like, from them is that working with them, that they're very honest, you know. We do find it hard to raise our game at certain times in the year, and that's something we have to work on. We've fallen over the line in Division 2 against Clare and Antrim, and shouldn't have won them games. And we were very flat in the league final. And, you know, it's, from my point of view, I just hope that we learn quickly. That, you know, you have to be clinical, and you know, probably cost us in the end today.
How do you learn that? How do you get that into your players to combat that, and to combat the fact that they are deflated, as you said now?
Well, you know, not everybody is up to championship pace either. Like, there'll be fellas coming and going. You know, that's my call. I'll have to, and the selectors, and we have to work on that. That we need 20 guys that will be up to that with that clinical touch and you know, that really deadly finish and things like that. But we're working hard on it. But it's you know, it's a small county with hurling and that. But, proud. So I just hope people will be patient with them.
Well done today. Thanks a lot, Ger.
No problem, Joe.
Yeah, obviously the Clare manager there, Ger O'Loughlin. Ger